Good morning, everybody. Snakezilla here, again. What have we got here? A few more players on the board today, or this morning. Not sure about the name of this chap who is at the top. Seems rather a dark name, but there you have it. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. I was thinking, though, about TikTok. And I don't know about you guys, but from what I can gather, I think it has something like a vice-like grip on people, on its users. And it turns out I'm not alone with thinking that. I've heard many other people say that they get stuck on apps like TikTok for hours. Let's just get towards the middle of this board because it doesn't look as though there are many snakes out there. But yeah, TikTok essentially sounds as though people are scrolling their lives into the grave. Sort of addicted, really, on this app. And I think, and computer scientists correct me if I am wrong in thinking this in the comments, but this happens because people are being recommended things that TikTok knows you like in a sort of frictionless and easily digestible format. Nothing else, that's it. Very simple, straightforward business model. Let's see if we can get some food here. Some points he got to the food before me. But here's the worst part, and this is just my view. Now, I'm not an engineer, but I know that what can occur with a recommendation algorithm is that it gets stuck in what they call a local optimum, where, for example, TikTok will find a recommendation for you that is the best it can find based on, well, essentially based on what you have watched. But that might not necessarily be, let's go towards the middle here because there's nothing up here, might not necessarily be the best recommendation for all of the things that you essentially might be interested in. You're not being exposed to new content on the app. So think of it like this. Just imagine. Oh God, I'm really not concentrating. So if you went into a supermarket and, say, a personal shopper greeted you every time you went into a supermarket, and I actually believe that this used to be a thing. I think, or maybe I'm just imagining, but yeah, I've got it in my head that maybe stores did perhaps used to do this. Obviously, it's not very cost effective, but anyway, I'm digressing from what I'm trying to say. Hypothetically, let's say each time you walked into the supermarket, you were greeted by a personal shopper, and that personal shopper helped you find what you need, put it in the basket or shopping cart for you, and they made recommendations. Now imagine that you go down the chocolate aisle first. You know what you want? You want that big slab of milk chocolate so you can go back home and treat yourself and sit in front of Netflix and binge watch the latest series, or perhaps even watch TikTok for hours on end with a slab of chocolate. Now your personal shopper sees this and they take over. They take over your shopping for you. But they don't let you leave that chocolate aisle. In fact, they start to fill up your cart with more and more of the same chocolate. But they also make recommendations for your shopping. They put all sorts of different easy wins here. Look, easy wins. Yeah, so they put all sorts of different chocolate-based items into that cart from that aisle. So they see, say, chocolate donuts, chocolate cakes, chocolate biscuits, chocolate, you name it. Anything chocolate they'll put in your cart. You do not leave that aisle until your cart is full. Then obviously you pay for your groceries and you leave the supermarket. So I think you'll agree, by making an assumption, the personal shopper hasn't really done a great job of helping you. And certainly hasn't been your friend with helping you make the best life choices. You can probably expect to get rather fat, probably very tired over time, and lethargic from the sugar, probably puts you in a bad mood, probably eventually malnourished. And, if this happened each time you entered the supermarket. Well, in a nutshell, this is TikTok. I think this is what TikTok is doing to our brains. Now, we don't mind, because we like chocolate. We're not going to say anything. Chocolate is good. But eventually, poor health, poor decisions will catch up with us just like that. And this is a well-understood problem in computer science, where these systems might focus too much on optimizing recommendations based on what you're looking at currently, your current behavior. However, it rejects the exploration of new ideas. In fact, it doesn't even reject, it just doesn't even know that there are other ideas. That there are other things that you might be interested in, because that's the architecture. The system architecture is designed to keep you, stuck in this sort of closed loop of ideas. So it rejects encouraging us to think critically by not recommending all of the things that it could. It's designed to make us narrow-minded, and not in a good way. Being narrow-minded and focused can probably be good under certain conditions. So if you're studying, you want to focus on the subject matter. You don't want to be getting up and going to the fridge or playing a snake game or going on TikTok. But my question is this. Would we notice that it is making us narrow-minded? would we notice that TikTok is making us dumb? Does it make us more prone to tunneled and even biased thinking? Well, I propose, that it doesn't really matter, because TikTok does not care. Because as long as you're in that chocolate aisle, they know they can keep you in the supermarket. It's a very low risk strategy for them to keep you in the supermarket, because they know you like chocolate. And that is all that matters as you scroll your way into the grave. So yeah, that's my sort of riff for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know if there's any way of changing this. I'm not, by the way, saying that people should not use TikTok. When I was growing up, the expression was everything in moderation. But I think we're seeing nowadays, pure addiction. I mean, look at me. Okay, guys, I think that's all I've got for you today. TikTok, is it making us dumb? Maybe. We should probably be aware of it.